matching. Well, except for the bags and
that's it.
And the green coat, that's all.
Yeah, well, it's just, I knew Joanne didn't have this. I don't have
I have a sweatshirt that is cream with green stripes, and I had it on this morning.
I was going to put that on, the one from M&S.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I'm going to take it off because I think I've already worn it in a YouTube video. And we would have been matching then.
But the thing is that we have a lot of the same stuff, but then a lot of the same stuff of our own stuff, so that like everything that we have kind of matches. You know, that's why I have like a lot of green.
Like, I love green, as you can see. And then we both have lots of kind of like even like black and white or navy and white striped stuff too. Yeah.
It's fun times. Anyway, Joanne's helped me today. I have to go and film a job out in Liffey Valley. She's going to help me today, be the photographer, videographer.
So fancy.
So pressure. But and then we're going to have like little look in the shops, and then I want to go and have a look potentially at paving for the patio, for the garden and the greenhouse and stuff. So bring you along with us. Oh, goodbye. So we're after coming to TJ Mahoney's because I had seen paving on the website that I wanted to kind of see in person, and I think they have, I don't know if they have the exact one, but we're going to have a little look. It's nice to see things in person, you know. It's nice, isn't it? It's a nice table. Look at these sleepers, how gnarly are they? So we don't want something that's too bright because it'll be really glary. Oh, look at them. They're like paving, but they look like wood. Love that. That's lovely, but that'd be too bright, and every piece of soil would show up on that. And I'm not crazy about grey. Ooh, there's lots in there. This is so cool. That's very Irishy. I love this, but not this colour. I love like coblock. And so they have composite decking here as well. So I think that would be a bit too dark. I don't want that in grey. That looks like kind of concrete. But like, I like the tones of this one, but does that look like a driveway? Like, this isn't the exact one, but it has the exact, or the similar tones. The ones that I've seen has blocks this big, smaller ones as well. But I like the fact that it has like, you know, the orange and like the yellow. Look at this one, and again, this isn't the exact one. I wonder if this is a bit too grey though, the more I'm looking at it.
Well, I'm wondering if it doesn't need just to be cleaned.
But like, it's going to look, I'm not going to be cleaning it all the time.
True.
Like, it's not the one on the website, but
yes,
the tones of it are nice. And then they also have this one around here. It's a bit more kind of like red toned.
Oh, nice.
So we're after getting 2 of the brochures. So they don't have the exact one that we've been looking at in person, but we have ideas. We kind of know how the pricing lays. So I just want to have a little look again at kind of simpler ones, not that colour, but for the greenhouse, just in case. But yeah, we'll get there. But they've loads of little bits. That's lovely. That's what Mum wanted, these slats, but I was like, that's outside the budget.
Peekaboo. Sorry.
It scared the little daylights out of me. My own little lad. So we're at the second place now that I forgot about. Oh, that's not right in front of the car, and I hate talking to camera when people are there. I'm like, oh. So yeah, the landscaper lads said to come to this place and have a little look, and I forgot all about it.
It's literally like 2 minutes from the house.
We're like 10. But we'll have a little look, because I can see there's a nice little display area.
Hopefully we see what you want.
If not, it's grand, we'll figure it out. Anyway, come on, let's go have a little look at more paving slabs. How exciting.
Come on.
That's gorgeous. That's too dark, too dark. Yeah. Yeah.
What about up there in the corner? Or this one's not too bright.
Yeah. Let me look at this from this end. I love that archway. That's very I am 16 going on 17. Or no, Doe. Yeah, this is nice as well. So these are tiles. I don't think we're going to go for tiles. I don't want to walk on them, will I? Oh God, they feel proper sturdy. I don't know why. I don't. Oh, what's up there? Let's have a little look at that. Is that a bit bright though? See that? I think that's just going to be glary. That's nice though.
It's nice, but I've seen glarier.
Yellow granite. I think even these will be nice in the greenhouse.
Yeah, they would.
But yeah, no, we're just talking about, we like the edging here as well. You kind of see it. Yeah, it is nice. Okay, I'm home. I'm just waiting for Mum to get home because I have so much to discuss with her as regards the different paving and sandstone and limestone and everything that I saw today. Isn't that mad that like you go out with one idea in your head of what you're going to look at and then you just get inspiration? I feel like that's why it's important for me to see things in person, because I don't know, maybe I'm just more of a visual person. I think when it came to wanting brick on the patio, I feel like I wanted reclaimed bricks, but I don't know if we can get enough for that, right? Because I like the texture of it. What we saw today and what they're kind of marketing or manufacturing as brick, it's like concrete and stone smushed together. I know I'm probably not making sense, but the texture looks like the bricks that you would use to build a wall, like to build the garden wall. No, not cinder blocks. Cinder blocks. That's what it looks like. It looks like cinder blocks that's painted. And I think that's part of my hesitance in going for it. And also the colour of them as well. I just don't know if I would like that texture on the ground in the patio. What we did with the house as well, we were like taking ages to like decide on this flooring here, on the flooring in the kitchen as well. Sorry, I was just filming the rest of my job there. So yeah, lots of chats to be had. And I think I'll bring Mum out to the paving place that's close to us, because I just have, you know, in your gut is like, I think one of those is the one. I'm just going to lean you on my products. I think I'm going to go out and look at the patio with, not with fresh eyes, but eyes that have seen things now. That sounds real weird. Eyes that have seen things. I feel like we're closer to figuring things out. I know most people do videos like this where they have a plan of action, and I suppose I did too, but it's like a process. Like this is my real life, as opposed to creating a video around, okay, this is the patio makeover, this is what we've chosen, da da da. I suppose I'm trying to share my thought process, and maybe that will help anybody else who's watching who, I don't know, I suppose like wants to see my train of thought. Anyway, it could go back to the brick. My heart is saying, I don't think that's what I want now. So Mum should be home soon, so I'll have all the chats with her. I'm going to get the photos and videos that I took for her ready so that I can show her and be like, this and this and this. But I know she's like me, she'll want to see things in person. Hi, I am obviously coming to you from the greenhouse. It's so funny. So probably this time last week, I was in the greenhouse roasting hot. And now I'm back on my fleece and listening to this. And I'm having another wave of gratitude for the greenhouse, because if it was a day like this, I would be able to film any garden content. But I could go out here and film to my heart's content. As romantical as that might sound, this is the reality. So yeah, we have a little bit of a swimming pool in here, but it's showing me where I need to seal. I need to seal along here because it's coming in here and going all the way there, under there, and here. And I forgot to put the little cups under the wooden potting bench, which is annoying, but at least they've served the purpose kind of on the table here. But the rain is coming in. It's so weird sitting here listening to my feet on the floor, but listen, it's fine. It just means that I need to get another thing of silicone to seal the inside and potentially seal it from the outside too, but I'll have to wait. I think tomorrow is supposed to be dry, but I don't think that the rain will have dried by then. I'll figure it out, it'll be fine. A few of you had mentioned in the comments where last week I was saying that not a lot of stuff has germinated, and I was wondering, was it too hot in here? And a few of you made the brilliant point of maybe it's been the fluctuating temperatures, because in here it gets so hot during the day, but then at night here it's cold. Like, so that absolutely could be a factor in it. And hopefully maybe if things settle a bit, like already now I'm learning when it comes to the greenhouse, like next year I'll be able to start sowing my seeds earlier than what I have been. So at least that's good. I'm gonna do something now that I do every morning, and it's go and check on my seedlings, because that's just what you do. Like, do you do that? If you're sowing seeds, is that like one of the first things that you do? Or is it just me? No, I know it's not just me. Okay, let's do a little seed tour investigation. My little Dorrit. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, this makes me very happy. So little Dorrit sunflowers are probably my favourite type of sunflowers to grow. And if you're new to growing sunflowers, or you want to give them a go, these ones here, that's the name of their little Dorrit. Because these are perfect for pots and containers. So they don't get really big. I'd say they get to be about, I don't think that big. Now, the thought of bringing compost into here while the place is soaking to pot things on, it's not going to happen today. But I think over the weekend, actually, I will pot these on, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Let's see, what do we have down here? We have nothing. No tomatoes. And do you know what? I think I definitely sowed my tomato seeds too early this year. Or too late, I mean. So these plants that I bought now, these need a water. Okay, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these outside, like in the tray. This and this. So here we have tomato seeds, or tomato plants. You can see the way they're kind of like floppy there. And this is a lavender, I think it's a lavender plant that I got as part of a press drop. And so this like lemon, what's it called? Lemon balm, smells gorgeous. And I think I'll put these out as well. So like the different peppers. So give me a second. Very rainy. And I don't want to put these on the ground because the slugs will have a field day. So I'm just going to put them out for a couple of hours. I'm going to put these out too, just to give them a little bit of rainwater. So we have, oh, this is heavy. We have the corn on the cob. We have melon seeds, I think. A couple of sunflowers. We have different courgettes. We've got 2 tomato seedlings that are like teeny tiny. So yeah, I'm just going to put them out for like an hour or so. I mean, it's not going to need that much because it is lashing out. But these little hard seed trays are so handy, because these ones, these green ones, are quite floppy and flexible. So I can just bring them all out as one into the pool or quagmire. The patio just gets so waterlogged. I'm actually really glad that we're getting the patio done. This is so nice, because it's completely waterlogged. And it's raining this hard or for this long, because I think it started raining last night, which is why in here is so flooded. Also the fact that I didn't seal it properly. I ran out of the silicone, but that's fine. At least I can kind of see where it needs to be tended to. Now, speaking of the patio, so in the clip the other day, what day is it? So in the clip on Monday, I went to do the filming with Joanne, and then we went to 2 of the places, TJ Mahoney's and the Patio Centre in Malgriffin, to have a little look at the paving and slabs and stuff like that. And you remember that, I'll just get comfy. And you might remember that in the paving place, the second place, I saw gorgeous kind of, I think it was sandstone, that I thought was beautiful. I actually saw 3 different ones that I liked, because I really, in my mind, I'm like, God, the patio could be this gorgeous rustic cottage garden vibe that's lived in, that doesn't have to be pristine. And I think when it comes to tiles on a patio, it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. Like, maybe it's the fact that everything is so clean and straight and like slick and modern, and that's not me at all. I love things that are kind of more lived in, that you don't have to worry about, like, if, you know, if soil gets on it, do you know, the kind of way. So when we went to the patio place, I brought Mam yesterday, and she was like, yeah, no, I don't like any of those. And I was just like, oh my God. Which I know, it's just part and parcel when you have 2 people that have 2 different styles. But she was saying that Mum and Dad had sandstone back in a house, God, about 20 odd years ago now at this point, probably more actually. She said that they had sandstone, and they weren't kind of like the square rustic slabs. They were like, you know, the angled kind of ones. And it looked like you smashed it and then you put it all down on the ground. and she said that they had big issues with it chipping. So as you'd be like walking along, because it wasn't a completely smooth surface, you know, sometimes either your foot or a chair would hit off it, and then like a chip kind of would come off the top layer, and you know, things started to get uneven, you know, when it comes to like a patio or a chair or anything like that. So I was like, okay, fine. And we saw a granite one. It's like, it's grand. It's just not making me go, oh yeah, I could imagine. Like ideally it'd be great to have the same flooring outside on the patio as in here in the greenhouse. But like now more than ever, I need something that will help to drain the water and kind of like raise us up from the water if it does leak in here. But I'm going to seal the living daylights out of this over the weekend. Okay, so yeah, because I went to the garden centre to get some more sweet pea seeds because I want to try something new with them, and it does say you can sow from January to April. Now next year I definitely will sow them earlier. I might even sow them in the autumn to kind of overwinter like here in the greenhouse. So I got those ones. Memories. Did you think I was going to go into a garden centre and just buy one thing of seeds? So because the cosmos have just not germinated the way I want to, I know they're only starting to now, but the other day when I was going to the garden centre they hadn't at all. So I got some of these, Cosmos Millennium. These are beautiful. Cosmos Double Click Rose. They're different. And this says you can sow March to April. Okay. Then I want, it's like usually the calendula germinate quickly. It says here on the back. So I got calendula pink surprise, except the surprise is it's not pink, it's like a peach. It says here, for earlier flowering, sturdier plants, sow in trays of moist seed compost from February to April in gentle warmth. This place was hotter than the sun, so I might, yeah, I'm going to sow those. So we got more sweet peas, everlasting mix. I want to have just sweet peas everywhere because they're just a really great little flower to cut to bring inside. I got these ones. Sweet pea unwinds 120 years. So all these sweet peas are annuals, just an FYI, so they're not going to take up lots. They will take up space in your garden, but you can get rid of them then when they're done. But these were beautiful. Sweet pea platinum jubilee, or platijubes. I got this. Cosmos gazebo mix. They were lovely. Oh, come on like that. So if you're wondering about sowing seeds, always check the label because it tells you here. It tells you to sow from March to April. You'll get flowers from July to October. So the later you sow, the later the blooms will grow. Blooms will grow. You can sow them indoors. You don't have to have a greenhouse. You can just do them on your windowsill. And then it says that it's perfect for pots and it's great for the pollinators. And that's what we want, is to have all the pollinators in the garden because that's going to keep the world turning, is the bees. Also, I bought more things. Why did I do that? So I think I'm done for seeds. Buying them anyway. This place is going to be a swimming pool. Do you know what I'm going to do now? And it's something that I try to do every day. I do it Monday to Friday most weeks, sometimes on the weekend. And I did it the other day when I was out here. So over the weekend, I'm trying to I suppose, condense my life. I was saying that I'm spring cleaning my life at the moment, trying to get rid of unnecessary stresses and stuff kind of hanging over me. And so I'm in the process of doing that anyway. And so the other day I came out with my journal. This is just a little notebook. I buy them every so often in TK Maxx. It's like $9.99 and they're great. They're like, the ring bind or the ring then things. I love those because you can kind of flip it like that way just to take up lots of space. So the other day I had kind of my work journal and I was just trying to get everything out of my head, and it just helps to clarify things because for me, I feel like I have lots of thoughts in my head and I get really overwhelmed, and I love journaling and I've been doing it for the last 2 or 3 years, maybe 2 or 3. I first started journaling when I was doing the Artist's Way book, and I'll leave that linked below, and I might actually start that again. Actually, I'll start it in the summer. I feel like you have to be in the right headspace for something like that, but one thing that I've kept going no matter what is I journal. I journal my thoughts out of my head. If I'm stressed, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm anxious, if I need to decide on something, I journal it out, and it has just taught me so much about myself, and I suppose kind of help with my self-confidence as well, because sometimes I don't know, in everybody's lives, you've made the wrong decision when it comes to certain things. I hope you can hear me over this rain. If I have like a big decision to make, or if something is really stressing me out or really getting to me, I bring the journal out, have my little pen, and I'll just write. And I'd recommend, so in the Artist Way, she recommends doing 3 pages every morning. I think the author's name is Julia Cameron, and she recommends, amongst other tasks to do every day, but she recommends journaling 3 pages, right? And you just write whatever's on your mind. And in the first like few days, I was like, I don't know what to write. And it ended up being mostly like a to-do list, or this is what I did yesterday. But it has evolved into such a valuable tool for me that it has helped me with my self-confidence, with my self-belief, because sometimes I'm like, oh God, I don't know what to do here. I need to journal it out. I already know that by journaling it, it's going to help give me clarity. It's going to help me decide something. And it has taught me that I already have the answers to the questions that I'm asking myself, or the troubles that I have in my brain. On a day like today, I'm just going to sit and journal out here for a few minutes. So usually the 3 pages takes me about half an hour or so. And sometimes if I get to the end of the 3 pages and I'm not finished with get my thoughts out, I'll keep going. Or there are some days where it is just not happening and I know I'm using it to procrastinate, so I stop and I'll come back to it later. And another thing that journaling has helped me with, and I'm sure lots of you are the same, is that I always have about 20 thoughts going on in my head at any one time. And I find it so hard sometimes to stop the noise and be like, oh my God, what do I need to do first? What do I need to prioritize? Like, I'm thinking about this, but I should be doing this, and all that kind of thing. And I think with, maybe it is undiagnosed ADHD, I don't know. But I find with journaling, it helps me to filter out that noise. So I'm only able to think about what I'm writing about, and it helps me to focus. And yeah, I've made like big life decisions because of journaling. And obviously I'll ask like friends or family, you know, for their advice when it comes to big decisions. But on decisions that I know that I have the answer for, I just journal. I had planned to do garden bits in here, but it's so wet. I'm gonna sit you down there. So I'm just gonna journal for a little while. So I have a work call today, this afternoon, and I need to prep for that. And I also have a family friend is coming over to see the extension and to see the greenhouse. So I better tell her to wear her welly boots. So if you get anything out of this video, give journaling a go. And it doesn't have to be all like full of epiphanies or full of enlightenment. Sometimes it's just nice to get everything out. And yeah, if you look on Pinterest, and I'm sure on TikTok they'll probably have, or even here on YouTube, there'll be videos giving different like journal prompts, because sometimes it can be hard to know where to start. But usually if I go to start a journal, it's with something in mind. This place is literally going to be a swimming pool. And do you know what? I find it very comforting, because when I'm going to journal out something in my head, there's something that's bothering me, there's something that I need the answer to, it's very comforting knowing that maybe not by the end of that first journaling session, but maybe like a couple of days, I'm going to have it sorted out, I'm going to have it figured out, I'm going to have clarity. It's just such a great feeling. So that's what I'm going to do now. Anyway, I need to journal stuff out of my head, so catch us in a while. Okay, I've done my journaling. Feel the better of that, but I'm gonna go back inside because like my poor little feet, they're cold from sitting in that. But you know what, no, that is the mission now. That's kind of like my number one focus for the greenhouse now, is to seal it properly. And you know what I'm thinking as well? I think I'm gonna have to seal like the outside of the windows here, because I don't want the water kind of going down. Like, oh my God, look, it's actually gushing in there. Oh God. Oh, why did I not do this properly? I thought I had. I didn't think it was that bad. It's fine. I've put the other plants out there as well, just for a little while, just to get the proper rainwater, because rainwater is better for plants than tap water. So anyway, I need to go get ready for my call later. I'm excited about that, because usually I'm working with Boots at the start of May, and so usually what will happen is we'll have a briefing call where we have the chats about like what's involved in the whole campaign, and then next week I'm doing something lovely with them. So it's gonna be a nice week. Like next week, oh my God, has like 3 events that I'm actually going to go to, because I don't really go to events that much anymore because they eat up a lot of time. But the 3 that I'm going to go to are going to be gorgeous, and I think that you're going to love them too. Like, love learning about the products too. Yeah, they're all skincare, all brands that I love, that I use. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But I'm going to go inside now because yeah, my feet are cold. You know when your feet are cold at the core of them. So I'm going to put on my fleece socks. God, I think about last week being roasted. Yeah, I'm going to put on my slippers, the fleece socks, and just get cozy. And I have laptop work to do as well. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, I'll chat to you later. Okay, it's time to do a bit of self-care / prep for a job. And I'm going to do my own nails. Now, I would say I've gotten a manicure maybe like 3 or 4 times in my life. And I just like doing my beauty bits at home. You know, be it like a facial treatment, or yeah, getting the nails done, or you know, using like face masks. I just love doing them in the comfort of my own home. And so today I'm going to use something that I've had for probably 3 years now, maybe. And it's an at-home manicure kit. This isn't sponsored. I bought all this. Well, I say I bought all this myself. I asked for Christmas a few years ago, and I've bought so many of the shades myself. So let me show you. So I'm going to use the 14-day manicure at home nail lampy thing. That's not the official term for it. And you get that, you get the plug. I've like lots of different polishes. We've got the base. Is that the base coat? No, that's the top. We've got the top coat, we've got a base coat, and I have just nail varnish remover to just take any oils that are left on my nails. The process is really easy, which is why I love it. I have a job to film over the next week, so I was like, well, I'm going to be staying in a gorgeous hotel room with a lovely bathroom. So I think I'm going to bring the products with me so that I can film there. And with that, I just want to have my nails done. And being able to do them at home like this means that I don't have to make an appointment and go and get it done and then try to make small talk. I'm really bad at small talk. Sometimes I'm good at it, and then sometimes if I have a lot on my mind, I'm just like, I can't, you know, and I don't want to be like that rude person. So just going to do it at home on my own now. I find that when I'm anxious, I'll kind of peel and pick at the skin around my fingers. It's such a bad habit that I'm trying to get out of. But I find when my nails are done, I do it less. But like my poor fingers. But I'll be fine. So I'm going to start off with the base coat and just apply a really thin layer on each nail. I found that with the 14-day manicure, you want to work in thin coats, because anything that's too thick, you run the risk of it lifting and peeling. If I find that I've applied too much on a nail, I will work on another nail until I feel that this brush is dry, and then I'll go back and almost kind of like take some of the product off, and that seems to work nicely. So, but I find this really therapeutic to do. And sometimes I'll either have like a podcast or an audiobook or a TV show that I don't have to pay too much attention to going on in the background. Something usually from like Bravo or something. In it goes. This is a really awkward angle to film at. And I cure it for 30 seconds. The very first time I did this, I did each step on each hand, but that just didn't work, because even though you're curing each layer, it doesn't fully dry until you use the top coat to completely seal everything in. So I'd recommend doing one hand completely first and then going on to the second one. So I'm just going to show you one hand first. So I'm just, leaving that for about 30 seconds or so, and then onto the first coat of the polish. And I'm using this shade. It's called Rise and Shine. Now it looks like that. Sorry, it looks kind of more beige in the bottle, but it's more pink, kind of like a dusky pink. I want something nude that, you know, if I have to do a few jobs and I'm like showing products up close, that it's not going to take away from the product itself. So I usually do 2 coats of the polish, and I'll take a good bit off the brush, just kind of like layer it on. If I feel like there's too much going on one nail, I'll go on to the second nail, just so I can do nice thin coats. This is such a gorgeous as I said, a neutral shade. Grows out nicely too, and I will definitely get like, you know, up to 2 weeks on this. Okay, so that's one coat done. Under the lamp to cure. So once my 2 coats of the shade that I want are done, go on with the really thin layer of the top coat, and a little bit really does go a long way with this. Now if you're going for a shade that's a little bit milkier, you might find that you need a 3rd coat, but I find that most of the shades I only need 2 coats with. So let me bring you back up here. So yeah, each hand only takes a few minutes. It doesn't take that long at all. And as I said, I am so happy with the results, and I find that like even, you know, if I'm doing work in the garden, it very rarely chips on me. By no means, I'm not a professional at all. And if you are unsure about anything like this, definitely do go to a nail professional. I just really like doing things like this on my own. So that's one hand done. So I just have to keep putting cream on my fingers, and with the polish it just stops me from picking at the skin. It's such a bad habit that I'm trying to get out of. If you've any tips, please let me know. Like, I don't bite my nails, I just hate the feeling of like dry skin around my nails, just wrecks my head. I'm gonna go do my second hand off camera and I'll be back in a second. Sorry, but before that, can I just show you what I was sent? So cute. Look, I got this from YouTube. It's not, I don't have that many subscribers to get one of the play buttons, but it says, on April 23rd marks the 20th birthday of YouTube, the day YouTube's first video, Me at the Zoo, was uploaded and a new era of media and entertainment was born, thanks to the creativity and entrepreneurship of YouTube creators and artists. It says, from the very first upload 20 years ago, YouTube have empowered people to share their stories, build communities and connect with audiences in ways never before imagined. It says, to celebrate YouTube's birthday, we want to challenge your YouTube knowledge. Oh God. I've been watching YouTube for a long time. A YouTube trivia is the ultimate quiz for anyone who's ever watched a video, from casual viewers to diehard creators. And here's 20 questions that will have everybody guessing. Think you know YouTube? Prove it. Will we do that? And look, sorry, they sent cakes. Now, I didn't do this. They're a little bit mangled. It's like a little YouTube cupcakes. Let's have a little look at the trivia. Okay, what type of video features somebody whispering or making soft sounds to trigger a relaxing sensation? Is it mukbang, ASMR or commentary? Before becoming a massive music star, which artist got their start by posting covers on YouTube? Is it Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes or Tori Kelly? Justin Bieber. Which YouTuber is known for his elaborate and often record-breaking stunts and philanthropic endeavours? PewDiePie, Markiplier or Mr. Beast? It's Mr. Beast. If he stood in front of me, I wouldn't know what he looked like. Now, my nephew would. He loves Mr. Beast. But I thought that was really cool. Happy birthday, YouTube. You're looking well for 20 years of age. I think I've been on it for like 11 years. Kind of on and off, really. But I feel like this time, with doing like non-beauty content, I have found a really nice rhythm to it. And yeah, because I feel like when I was doing beauty on like the website and then on Instagram and then on here, it was a lot of beauty. It was a lot of stuff to get my head around. But now that I have this new hobby and passion of gardening, I'm having a great time sharing content and showing you a bit more of my life. Like, yes, I'll do some of the beauty bits here and there, but yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm liking having beauty mainly there, garden mainly here, bit of beauty here as well. But isn't it just mad? Like, when I first started watching YouTube, I used to watch Lauren Luke, Panacea 81. I used to watch Lollipop 26, All That Glitters 21, Juicy Star 07. Oh my God, what's the girl? The Chapmans, Pixie Woo, Tanya Burr, Zoe Sugg, Louise Pentland, Alfie Days. I remember Candy Johnson spoke one time about being able to make money on YouTube, and I was like, that's mad. How brilliant, but that's mad. While my revenue here is very small, it's not going to pay any bills anytime soon. It's a really nice way of filming longer form content for me, because on the other short form platforms, they just don't show longer form content. So it's just more chilled, nice way. And also, I have ordered another camera because I'm not happy with the Sony one that I bought a couple of months ago. I'm going to sell that. So I'm after buying a new camera, and just means I won't constantly be filming on my phone the way I am now, and it'll just be a bit better quality. Listen, you got to invest in these things. But maybe in the future I'll do a video on like a day in the life, and if you could see the actual behind the scenes of what it takes to create a video, and like setting up the tripod and making sure everything's in focus, and sure like your address isn't shown on any package that you're showing, and making sure that it's interesting and like the quality is good. Because now when I look at my analytics on YouTube for each video, more and more people are watching them on the TV, which is why I wanted to get that better camera, so that it's like as clear, as crystal clear as possible. And then it means that if I am going to Chelsea, that I will have a better quality camera to film everything. Anyway, I'm going to go do my other hand. BRB. Okay, the nails are done. I love them. This shade, I've used it so many times and I just think it's perfect. It kind of goes with everything. It's cold now. I do have a couple of kind of sage green polishes that I would love. But knowing that I'm going to be filming, I just wanted to go for something kind of like neutral. Anyway, so that's it for now. I am now going to go pack my case, I have to remember to bring this tripod. There's loads of bits, you know, when you're like, it's one night. But I'm really looking forward to it. But anyway, sure, I'll bring you along with me. So the event is this evening, and then there's another one in the morning for a different brand, and then there's another one tomorrow evening for a different brand. I don't usually go to events, but these are 3 brands that I really love, that I use. They're always bringing out kind of like new innovative products with lots of science behind it. I love that, you know. I love when it comes to skincare products, I want to see the studies, I want to see the results, I want to see before and afters, and all 3 of these brands are all about that life. Listen, thanks a million for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a gorgeous day, whatever you're doing, and I'll catch you in the next video. Okay, bye. And hopefully I'll have my new camera by then.